Hi everyone, thanks for coming back for another video. Today is, drumroll, SketchBox Day, and this is the November SketchBox. And the art on the cover is very cool. It is by Jessie Mako. She has an Instagram account at JLINN Graphics. Jaylin Graphics. And this was made with her September sketchbox. The September sketchbox was the charcoal one, and I have a video posted below. But anyway, let's get to it and see what I have. Now, if you guys wanted to go back to my other one, the one that I did with the markers, I had a lot of reactions on that. Somebody went off on me actually, but which is fine, doesn't matter, I'm not worried about it. But I had a lot of people email me asking for the markers, and one of the people who emailed me was someone from New York City that runs a program called Youth Engaged, and it's for, I believe, for underprivileged youth in the city, in the inner city, who they're trying to get involved in the arts. So they use different supplies, and everything is funded by volunteers, donations, that kind of thing. So she contacted me after saying that some of her kids that are involved in the program, hi you guys if you're watching, they said they couldn't believe that I was upset and didn't like my markers. And I'm going to reiterate again, although I'm not a marker artist and I really don't enjoy them, that was not why I was complaining. I was upset because they came semi-dry, and if I tried to use them on regular paper, it only lasted for about a minute and they completely dried up. Then I could put the cap on them, and the next day they would work for a little bit and then they'd dry up. And that's still continuing to happen. So they're not nice and juicy like they should be. And that was what I was upset about. When you spend $40 a month, including shipping, to receive a box like this, your supplies should come perfect. Now, SketchBox was very nice, and they offered to take them back for me. I didn't feel like paying for shipping to send them back and going through all that again when I really don't enjoy them anyway, and they said they had a lot of trouble getting those. So I tried to respond to Youth Engaged. Nikki was the woman who contacted me. Nikki, if you're out there, I've been trying to respond to you, and your email keeps giving me fatal errors. I think you spelled engaged wrong. I tried to re-email you on your email, and haven't heard anything back. So if you'd like the markers, please contact me again. I want to make sure it's not some sort of a hoax. But anyway, getting on to this sketchbox for November, let me go ahead and break the seal and let's see what's inside. Come on. There we go. I'm gonna kill myself with this thing. Okay, here we go. Ooh, something different. Let me find my cards first. We gotta save the goodies for last. Okay, this is the artist of the month, and look, she has a Boston Terrier photo. Oh, that's what she did her art with. I have a Boston Terrier. You've seen him before, I'm sure, either running out the door behind me because he wasn't getting attention and was upset, or sitting on my lap or whatever. But okay, SketchBox November featured artist is Sarah Jane Reed. It says, hi, I'm an artist and art educator residing in Central Ohio. I hold a Master of Art with a minor in art history, though when it comes to much of my art, including colored pencil, I'm self-taught. Growing up with creative parents, I was drawing from the time I could hold a pencil. These days, the juggling process of having a full-time career and attempting to pursue my art can be a struggle, but I try to make time each day to create. I'm fascinated with color theory, and I'm drawn to colored pencil and oil paints because of their layering capability, allowing colors to interact. I think they all allow that. I often choose subject matter that is visually appealing or meaningful to me which most artists do, I would assume. Family members, Boston Terriers, mythical creatures, crystals, and nature elements are often cornerstones of my artwork. I like my work to have a happy, fun, and nostalgic tone. She can be found on Facebook.com at Opposite of Ordinary Studios, or on Instagram at Opposite of Ordinary Studios, and on Etsy at Opposite of Ordinary Studios. So, now on to what is in the box. My first item is a Faber-Castell eraser pencil with brush, retail price of $3.20. And the next thing is burnisher and blender set by Derwent. It also includes an eraser, looks like a plastic eraser, white plastic eraser, which I like, and a plastic pencil sharpener, which I really don't like. They tend to chip up pencils a little more, but I'll give them a shot and see. These are burnisher, colorless blenders, and crayon illuminators. So let's see. It says here that they retail for $11.99. Really? I'm going to have to check prices and let you know on these things. Okay, and the next thing, it looks like the last thing, is by Koh-i-Noor, and it is a set of 12 tritone multicolored lead pencils, actually 11 with one blender. And these pencils, if you can see here, I don't know if you can see it, but they have multiple colors in the leads so that they change colors while you are drawing. I've never owned anything like this. Oh, here at the bottom it shows which colors are in each pencil. Kind of interesting. Now this is not something I would probably use a whole lot, but I do like colored pencils and I have a ton of them, so we will add them to the collection. Now, I'm going to pause you for 1 second and I'm just going to look something up real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, so, also, of course, I've got my SketchBox sticker, which is going to go onto one of my sketchbooks, probably my Global Arts one. Okay, I did some looking up of prices for these things. Now, this pencil, SketchBox says retails for $3.20. I found it on Blick Art Materials for $2.80, and on Amazon for $5.34 for Prime members, which means they're adding the shipping in a little bit. So they're probably lower price. So with the swing in this, $3.20 is pretty much middle of the road. The next thing, the Derwent Burnisher Blender Set. They say retails for $11.99. I found it at Michael's for $11.99 and on Amazon for $9.50. So that's pretty much middle of the road too. Well, yeah, actually Michael's, they're even with Michael's. The last one, Koh-i-Noor. I had trouble finding these in stores, so I really had to do some searching. But for this tritone set of 11 pencils and one colorless blender, SketchBox says retails for $26.95. I found it on eBay for $10.99. On Michael's for $22.39, which is $4.50 cheaper, more than $4.50 cheaper, and on at Walmart for $26.98, which was 3 cents more expensive. So you can find these on eBay for $11 if you're interested in them, which is a heck of a lot less, $16 less than what SketchBox says they're retailing for. So, are they worth it? in the SketchBox. I think for the SketchBox subscriptions, when you're getting a SketchBox subscription, you're kind of paying for the convenience of having it mailed to your home. You're also paying for that surprise element, like you're getting a present in the mail, even though you've paid for the present yourself. Some months, things are like right on the button as far as what they say they're retailing for and what you can get them for, excuse me. So you're really paying a lot for the fun of having the SketchBox, which I love. I really love it, and I love SketchBox. They've always sent me quality brands, and like I said, the only time I ever had a problem was with the dry markers I received last month, and we are going to move on because I love SketchBox. You guys, you know I love you. They said they're going to be watching my SketchBox videos, so I just want you to know I do like your boxes. So let's get on to this and see what I come up with for a drawing. Okay, so I'm not sure what I'm going to draw today. Should I do another one of my regular old landscapes? Somebody said they love seeing my landscapes, so maybe that's what I will do. Let me think. What can I do? What can I do? Let me get rid of the watercolor, much as I'd rather be doing that right now. Grab this piece of paper. I just put a couple small squares on here so that I could do a couple small drawings real quick. So, let me think. Before I get on with that, I want to just kind of test these pencils and see exactly what we got here. Excuse the writing. This was just my pricing that I checked out. This eraser thing, where is it? This thing feels very chalky. It's very strange. I gotta write with one of these pencils and see what happens. Ooh. Ooh, let me move this way down to the paper so that you can see it. Stick my hand here and make sure we get this in focus. Excuse my Halloween spiders. They feel fairly creamy, actually. Very interesting. Let me see if I can erase these. They don't erase well at all. They want to blend. Let's see about using an eraser this. With these, they work a little bit better. I was writing fairly firmly. Let me see if I write softly. If you write softly, they're semi-erasable. Just so you know. These aren't going to erase real well. So let's start out with the red. You can see the changes in the color. It kind of goes from red and yellow. It makes an orangish color. Here was kind of a pinkish color and back to red. There's the orange red. I'm not twisting the pencil. Right now I'm hitting all orange red. These are really cool. Now I twisted the pencil and that side's a little pinker. And now it's yellower. Very, very cool. And so you can see how they erase with this eraser. I like the little brush on here, but I wish this eraser was more of an eraser. It feels chalky. I wonder if I sharpen it. Maybe it's just dry. I need a really good sharpener here. Where's my comb? Here's my comb sharpener. My long point. I don't know if I should be using a long point for that. Let's see. No, it's still kind of a drier feeling eraser. It's very strange. And it does, you know how when you've got a pencil that's kind of gotten old and the eraser is dry? That's what this feels like. Now, I don't know if that's normal. Okay, well, let's move on to the next color. This is another red one. It's got gray, red, and orange in it. So here's the red. It's a deeper red. I'm pressing very lightly. I'm going to turn it. There's the orange. Kind of an orangey yellow. Look at this one though. My phone was overheating and I'm using my phone to record today. So this one is orange, yellow, and white. It's a lot of yellow. It's kind of a cream color. There's a little bit of orange. Very interesting. Now this one is yellow, light green, and dark green. There's the dark green, yellow. Very cool. Okay, the next one is a dark green, medium green, and light green mixture. This one will probably not be as pronounced, I would think. Well, there's what looks to be a dark green. Maybe the medium. There's some more dark on the tip. More yellowish. Okay, and this one is looking exactly the same. What the heck? What's the difference? Look at these. They're so close, so close. This one is darker green. This one is more of a medium green. I don't know which one I just had. Was this the one No, this is the one. The lead is dulled down a little bit. Yeah, this is the darker one. Ooh, it's kind of a blue-green. The dark is a blue-green. More of a pine color, so if I drew them pine trees. Now, we're going to do the blues. This one is like a medium blue, a lighter blue, and an even lighter blue. I can see a little bit in there of this sort of more of a kind of a greenish blue color. It's very interesting. Okay, and then the last one is a darker blue, medium blue, and light blue. So now, this is their blender that comes with the set. It must just be dirty. It looks really funny. Okay, so let's blend some of this. It has somewhat of a scratchy feel. This is a burnisher, I think. Maybe not. It leaves a little bit of a coating. I see some stuff that it leaves behind too, which is a little strange. But I can use my little sweeper thingy to take it all off. Okay, now I'm going to go to the Derwent burnishers and blenders. Now I like Derwent pencils, so let's start with the blender because this is what I had here. They look very similar. This one actually blends a little bit easier with less pressure. If I take the pressure off, I'm really struggling to get the blending here. But if I switch it over to this one, it seems a little bit easier. Let me pick a different color here. Now I'm going to try the burnisher. Burnishers I prefer. They feel a little bit, well, at least here, this one feels a little creamier, and it leaves a little bit creamier of a finish behind, and there's a lot less work involved. Burnishing is usually, you can do burnishing with a pencil as well. Like if I took a pencil and pressed hard enough, I can burnish it right into the paper. And what burnishing does is basically means that you're pressing hard enough to remove the tooth of the paper. Once you burnish, you really can't build up on that color. You can try, but you're not going to get very far. You'll get frustrated because burnishing actually flattens out the tooth of the paper. If you could look at it like under a microscope, you would see that it really flattens out the tooth. Now, today I'm using Bristol paper, so it's already pretty smooth, but every paper has some sort of a tooth to it. with these colors because they're not your normal colors. It's not like I have a purple or really a brown, although there is some brown in this. So what I'm doing is I'm taking orange, this orangey brown, and I'm putting it here, and then in order to get a brown, I'm using the complementary color in blue to go over it in order to get somewhat of a brown. And I'm going to kind of go over some of these orangey areas. The mail truck is here, so the dog's going bonkers. Anyway, we'll see how this works. Maybe I can get some color in here that I need. I don't know. I'm struggling. These are definitely a challenge. I so want to just pull out my Prismacolors and go, I can fix that. But hang on. Okay, so here is my finished drawing for the SketchBox of November. And I have to say, there's a couple things I've learned about this. First of all, these pencils feel a little scratchy to me. Maybe because I'm used to the Faber-Castell Polychromos and I'm used to the Prismacolor Premier pencils. And those are very waxy feeling. But the lack of control I had with the color was driving me crazy. These can be really fun, like if you were coloring in a coloring book or something like that. I don't know that I'd ever really use these for any kind of colored pencil drawings because I need to know the control of what color I'm laying down. But for kids, I think these would be really awesome. And, you know, they could be fun for things like when you do like Zentangle or something like that and you want to fill in your areas. But again, I didn't feel the smoothness. And then when I was burnishing, I didn't see any change in the color. Like, usually when you burnish a pencil, I can lay it down like this and then burnish it and it would be a brighter color. Oh, I guess it is. The pigment on these aren't as strong as good pencils, real good pencils are. I wouldn't call these an artist quality pencil at all, even though they're in the artist quality SketchBox. I don't know how they decide what is artist quality. Maybe, you know, it doesn't say anything on the box here. It says it creates rich drawings with more depth than traditional colored pencils. And that they can be blended for a special effect. And they do blend a little bit, but not like a regular Prismacolor pencil would do. Okay, so I've grabbed I first grabbed my Prismacolor Color Erase. How do you say that? Color Erase pencils. And these definitely have more of a pencil feel to them. Great for sketching, and that's what I bought them for. But I'm just pressing very lightly, and it's laying more pigment than with the same pressure of this pencil. This feels more crayon-like, of course, than the Color Erase. Gosh. And then using their blender, it blends a little bit. The Color Erase blends even better, I think. Now, when I take a regular Prismacolor pencil, let me get a color that will be deep enough for you to see the difference. I'm barely touching the paper here. Now you can see all the tooth that is left in that pencil. And then take a blender and blend it. And see the difference in how it blends right off the bat? I'm pressing much lighter and I'm getting a much better effect. You see? Now, when I do the same thing with the dark blue in this pencil, same pressure, and then take the blender, pressing harder, and see, you don't see it fill in the tooth. So I really have to press hard, really hard, and that's what I was doing on this. I was hurting my hands. You could probably see an imprint on the back. No, I guess not. And I would say these are not an artist quality pencil. They're more of a play pencil, and that's what they should be used for. Now, did I have fun with them? Yeah, I had fun with them. They're really, really a cute pencil, but I don't think that they are what an artist would normally run to if they want to have control of a composition or something like that. They could be fun also in one of the adult coloring books. And and that's what I was going to say about the adult coloring book. When that craze started a few years back, it hit the ground running, and it was the best thing since sliced bread. A couple artists actually came out with the books, and now everybody's doing it. All companies everywhere are making these adult coloring books, and they're awesome. They're a great way to release stress, and people who don't want to learn to draw or paint, but they just want to sit down and color at night, it's really good for them. So I'm not knocking that, but what it did was drove Prismacolor pencils back up in price, because all of a sudden they were the cheapest brand. They were told it was a good brand, and I still like my Prismacolor pencils. Nothing will ever change me on that. And then it drove the price back up again. So they're not as low as they used to be. But as far as these go, I felt like they didn't feel creamy. They didn't feel, what am I trying to say? I felt like I had to press harder. I did not feel that the pigment was to the standard that it could have been for that price. And other than that, they were fun to try. These blenders, the Derwent blenders, seem to work great. I really enjoy those, and I will get a lot of use out of the blenders and the burnishers. One thing I did want to check on this was what the difference is between a burnisher and a blender, because I really didn't know there was a difference. Burnishing is meant to create shine without changing the color of your artwork. Lay down the burnisher first, and it can be used for wax resist techniques in conjunction with our softer pencils. The colorless blender blends colors together easily, helps artists to apply more layers of color, and enhances the intensity of the colored pencil. Hey, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, and you can watch a lot of fun videos.